Big Hemi say he want the winner.
Right.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Hey, JJ, go out and come back in because you breaking up bad, bro.
No, we about to get it in for another great debate.
JJ, go out and come back in. You breaking up.
Okay, next time.
Yeah.
Jose, do me a favor and move your screen for me. I just want to see if it's working. Hey, Michelle, if you willing, would you judge this debate? I can send you the scorecard, and then that way I ain't got to pull up a poll. Yeah, Jose is moving, so you can put it back on the home screen.
All right, good. I got you.
Hopefully the brother will be back soon. He was breaking up super bad. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. We got King J in the building. Peace. Hey, King J, I'm gonna let you say what you got to say. We got JJ back in the building.
Oh no, I had on the stage when I was up supporting the debate. If you didn't mind, I wouldn't mind
Try to share again. Go ahead.
chiming in as in regards to the winner. I don't know if it's more than one judge, but I wouldn't mind if chiming in. I do have some knowledge in regards to the topic, so.
Okay, I'm gonna reach out to you and my sister Michelle and see which one of y'all I can use as an alternate. Also, King J, once my boy Big Hemi, I'm gonna talk to you about my title system over in Worldview Wars because I think you and Hemi could have a great debate for that social media title. And I'm if Hemi cool with it, I'm thinking about you coming in and immediately getting a shot at that. If Hemi cool with it, so we gonna talk about it. But I'm gonna have you drop off until we open it up.
Okay, that's love.
All right, I see your joint. Just move your screen for me, JJ, so we can make sure it's moving. I don't want it to be like King J first round in our debate.
Okay. All right. Right. Hold up. Which one was it? Yeah, my screen gonna move. Yeah, I'm good.
I don't see it moving, bro.
Oh, you don't see it moving? Oh, let me hold up. Okay.
Yep, I saw it. Okay, it's moving. You can take it back to the first screen.
Now.
It's moving. You can take it back to the first screen.
All
right. So who is the affirmative in this debate?
So go ahead.
Who's the affirmative?
Fine. Did any of the ancient Kemetic dynasties practice retainer sacrifice? Did any of the ancient?
Hold on. All right. So are you ready to do your 3-minute opening?
Yeah.
All right. Time starts when you start.
Let me blow, yeah.
Screen is sharing.
Let me blow it up.
I'm gonna make it full screen, and the time will start when you start.
Hold on. All right, trying to blow it up. Okay. Sorry.
Shout out to Miss Mandinka Molly in the building.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. Hey, first off, I want to give a shout out. You know, hey, you can start my time. Shout out to my wife, my queen, my forever Jimmy Hayes. You know, she always got my back. Shout out to the Lions Den. Hey, shout out to Paradigm Shift 314 for giving me the opportunity to represent the belt. You know, this will be my first title defense. So my premise, can y'all see my screen? Can y'all see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. So my premise is, ladies and gentlemen, that the first dynasty Egyptian retainer sacrifices is a state formation ritual. This premise argues that ancient Egyptian retainer sacrifices was not mythic or exaggeration, not borrowed from Mesopotamia, China, because I heard him and his partners say some of that, nor a precursor to Indian satire, but a historical, verifiable, temporary bounded practice. This is a bounded practice confined to Egypt's first dynasty. What my opponent is going to have to do is to go against the academic consensus, ladies and gentlemen. This is a dead argument. I want you to know this before we even go into this debate. He's going to have to deal with stratigraphy. You know, Gunther Dreyer's work. Where when you think about it, they burying when you do burials and stuff, they showing that was it redug and all that. No, this is one continuous pour. All these people died together. So now he got to prove it was just natural causes. You want to prove the natural causes. It was an instrument of early state formation, ladies and gentlemen, designed to display the king's absolute control over life. This is the God-king dogma in the first dynasty. The king was the natural living on earth. And when he passed away, he had to have his army, his concubines, his court gestures, everybody, his noblemen came with him. This don't happen in Egypt. This was a practice around that time in the 3100 BCEs. China did it. Mesopotamia did it. Egypt didn't come up with this. This is just how they felt. Everybody didn't get to go to the afterlife of the king. You had to be a part of the clique. It was an instrument of early state formation designed to display the king's absolute control over life. The core claim rests on three pillars, ladies and gentlemen. Archaeological stratigraphy. I know a lot of us ain't heard about this, but I'm going to bring it out today. Demonstrating simultaneous burials. Absolute chronology fixing the practice in a 200-year window, and textual and iconography evidence naming individual retainer sacrifices. These people had cartouches and stuff with high officials that was buried next to the king. We're not just going to go back. You got to prove to me. This is a dead argument in collegiate and scholarly fields. See? So the first physical evidence I'm going to be bringing is at Abydos, the Royal Cemetery of Al-Qul.
That is time, but finish your thought.
Oh, man. Okay.
Finish your thought.
Basically, like I'm saying, thank you. He's fighting against a general consensus. Period. He's fighting against college textbooks, what they teach your kids. Who are we going to believe? UCLA and Cambridge? Or are we going to believe some guy named Jose Francis? You be the judge. You be the judge.
All right. Time will be reset at 3 minutes. I gave JJ about 3 minutes and 15 seconds. I'm going to do the same for you, Jose. Do you need me to share your screen?
I don't think so, no.
All right. Time will start when you start talking.
That looked good and sounded good to people who are not familiar with the text. The topic of this debate is there any academic or textual proof that any ancient Kemetic dynasty dealt with retainer sacrifice beyond a shadow of a doubt? And I'm going to show you through these academic papers and primary texts that no, that didn't happen. That it's just simple academic conjecture based on people's understanding of what they saw and interpreted in their own way. Archaeology is not necessarily primary in understanding. They're just interpreting it in their own way based on what they saw. If you ask them to show you any primary text of this being in practice, they have nothing primary. This is just conjecture. They have one little piece of thing that I'm going to show you where they say they think this is this, they think this is that. But that's not going to cut it in this debate. I am going to show you for sure there was no importance placed on the idea of servants in the afterlife. The importance was placed on becoming Asar and Haru for the king. I will show you a text where it shows you him absorbing the deities and becoming these deities. So this whole idea of him being found in the afterlife and being served was never anything where any importance was placed in the actual culture. So I am going to go against what he says is the consensus. He has to show me whether that's an actual rock solid academic consensus stating that, yes, this did happen beyond a shadow of a doubt. I'm saying it's conjecture, and I'm going to prove it today. So that's my time there. I yield my time. That's that. You can go ahead on DMG.
All right, I paused your time at 1 minute and 30 seconds. Are you sure you want to let all that go?
Well, I don't have much else to say other than I really don't have much else to say. I'm simply going to go into the text, stick to the topic. The topic is not his God kinglyhood. None of that has anything to do with what we're talking about. We are strictly talking about, can you prove the 10 sacrifice? I'm sticking to that. If you can't prove that through primary text, then I'm going to show the language of these academic papers and how it is not 100% yes, this did happen. We think and we thought it possible and probable. So that's what I'm going to do today. So how much more time I have, DMG? That's it, right?
I just paused it again at 56 seconds.
Nah. I'm going to yield that time and let's get into the first round. So I'm going to yield that.
All right. I'm going to reset the time at 10 minutes. Reset the time at 10 minutes. JJ Mandinka Mali is the affirmative, so he will kick this thing off. JJ, let me know if you need me to share your screen.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me get my screen going. Hold up. Let me get my screen going. And this is, hold on. I'm not gonna say words. I get my information now. Oh, there it is. PowerPoint. Yeah. Okay. I'm having some technical problems already. Hope you can see that. You in some trouble, sir. Yeah, you in some goddamn on trouble. I don't even know. Let me blow it up a little bit. Let me blow it up for everybody. That way, for the guys who, wearing them bifocals, they can see what's going on. You hear me, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know, DMG, when you can see this. Let me blow it up a little more.
All right, I got your screen up. Time starts when you start.
That might be a little too much. All right.
Time starts when you start.
Let me see. Let me make sure y'all can. Okay, yeah, we can see everything. All right, sorry my time. This should have been like a 15-minute debate, but that's okay. It's in 10 minutes. So, like I said, my opponent is not fighting me. He's fighting against the general consensus, the academic consensus, what is being taught to your kids in school. So this is how major institutions teach. So he said he needs to see sources, and bro, watch this. This is a dead argument status from 2000 to 2026. I'm up to date. This presentation systematically documents how retainer sacrifice in First Dynasty is taught across leading research universities. Who we gonna believe? Between 2000 and 2027, are we gonna believe Jose Francis Vega, or are we gonna believe the schools, the academics? You see, he could even do 3 minutes of an opening, so he ain't got stand a chance in this. We're drawing off course syllabi, what they learn in your schools, ladies and gentlemen. Standard textbooks and peer-reviewed literature. This is what I'm gonna be presenting to this debate. What are you gonna be bringing? We don't care what you believe or we got to prove to you, because you don't matter. See, it demonstrates that the practice is no longer presented as a hypothesis, but as an established archaeological fact. Look at this, y'all. The term dead argument reflects department consensus. The evidentiary base from Abydos is sufficient to end this debate. Nobody's been arguing this since 1990 but Jose Francis Vega. That's who's arguing it. 70 slides. I got trace foundational excavation, institutional pedagogy, and recent publication. I got recent publications. You better be having something from 2020 to 2026, and you're not going to be able to do it. You're going to be bringing some 1970 information where they say, oh, maybe and maybe not and probably. They don't do that no more, sir. You're in the ring with the champ. You made a mistake getting in the ring with me, especially on this. So institutional pedagogy and recent publications that collectively close the question of whether retainers were killed to accompany the king. This is the dead argument. Let's keep. So, in Egyptological pedagogy, a dead argument designates a once contested issue resolved by cumulative excavation, by archaeology, and textual data to the point that textbooks, this is in your colleges, y'all. No textbook no longer devotes space to alternatives. Retainer sacrifice achieved this status after what? What did I tell you? Gunter Dreyer. I told you I was going to bring him. At El Quab, work in the 1990s. Why are you arguing against the consensus and against the colleges? Who are you? 1990 confirmed subsidiary burials were simultaneous and violent, not symbolic as a Jabari type would say. By 2000, departments at Brown, UCLA, Cambridge, UCL, and Chicago listed the practice in lecture. This is in your schools outlined as factual, citing multiple independent lines of evidence. This is what I'm bringing. They're your students, your children that you send to these colleges and pay a lot of money to. They ain't not going off this pseudo information, a dead argument from 1990, 1989. Students are taught that the debates, historiography, but are explicitly told that evidence thresholds has been crossed. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen. Hold up. So I'm going to get you. You shouldn't have ran your mouth. Now look at this. Dreyer. This is where they build the main case. Off of Gunter Dreyer's 1990 one seal evidence. I'm bringing you archaeology. Gunter Dreyer's 1990 preliminary report at MDAC 46, page 63. So you better be bringing some sources and references. Provided the critical anchor for the modern consensus by publishing a mud seal impression for the tomb complex of King Aha at Abydos. You better start right there and be able to debunk that, or you don't have a snowball's chance in jail. Look at this, y'all. The sealing names officials with the title Hemneter. Hemneter officials. You talking about the text. You know nothing about the text, sir. You've been running around this internet for the last 3 or 4 months. Now I'm finna get you. And links them directly to subsidiary graves. B10, B15, B19. You see how I'm bringing the sources, demonstrating contemporary with royal burials. So Dreyer's argument is spatial arrangement and seal closure deposits precluded later instruction burials. This single artifact alone, ladies and gentlemen, shut this argument down. So the Jabari types and all these other ones is running around here. They don't have up-to-date information because if they know, they would tell you. So this single artifact shifted interpretation from symbolic to actual persons interred at the time of the king's funeral. That's very important, ladies and gentlemen, because everybody just didn't die off at once. Why did one king have 318, another one had 500? They just when he died, they all just decided to give up the ghost. My opponent here is laying on his own understanding and conjecture. He has no sources. I'm establishing a forensic link, a text, and bodies that subsequent evacuations repeatedly confirmed. There was 9 different kings in that dynasty, and all of them had these subsidiary
4 minutes,
graves.
JJ. 4 minutes.
It stopped. 4 minutes? Okay, cool. It stopped. So this is what we're doing, y'all. At UCLA. Let me sit down. This is where you send your kids. At UCLA undergraduate. We go to the undergraduate school. Where are you going? To the local community college? Huh? And graduate surveys of Egyptian civilization have relied since the year 2000, on Toby Wilkerson's Early Dynastic Egypt, 1999, page 230, 234. You better be bringing something, but your pork chop eating lip, that ain't gonna count to frame retainer sacrifice. I told you was in the ring with a monster.
No ad homs. No ad homs.
Oh, okay. Bringing his lip is not an ad hom, but okay. Wilkerson synthesizes Abydos' evidence, noting over 300 subsidiary grades. These are accredited scholars and researchers and scientists. Subsidiary graves around the tomb of de jure alone. You better start there. Are you going to be able to debunk this? No, he ain't. The lecture presents this figure not as an estimate, but as evacuated count, emphasizing systematic layout in neat rows. This was all planned out. This wasn't no coincidence, Jose Vega. The students are taught that uniformity of grade. This is what they're teaching the students. The uniformity of grade goods and sealed mud brick structures indicate a single state organized event. Ritual killing from later, thereby closing alternative interpretations in classroom discussion. Let me keep going. 10 minutes ain't enough. All right. So let's get past UCLA. And here go the sources at the bottom of every slide that I got, y'all. Every slide that I got. Let's go. I wish this was a 15-minute.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Yeah, man. Jesus Christ. All right. So let's go to Cambridge then. At Cambridge, Catherine Bard, you won't have to debunk her. You won't have to debunk Gunter Dreyer. Nobody's done it. 1999, An Introduction to Archaeology in Ancient Egypt, pages 115 to 117, anchors the first dynasty lecture in part 2. Bard presents Abydos at tomb U&J and the Royal Cemetery as evidence for emerging state power. Guess what they say, y'all? With retainer burials cited as unequivocal proof of human sacrifice, sir. You got to ring with me with this nonsense because you say it. And I'm Jose Vega. Supervisions require students to sketch. Do what they require the students to do, y'all. El-Kud plans and memory, labeling subsidiary roles. The text is concise in language. Hundreds of retainers were sacrificed and buried around the tombs. This is taught verbatim. How you gonna go against this to schools? Signaling that the fact is not open to undergraduate reinterpretation, establishing a dead argument, pedagogy from year one. There go the source right there. See, he ain't got no sources. He just, you got to show me. Now look at this, y'all. So Bard emphasizes stratigraphy over speculation, noting on page 116 that subsidiary grade. He ain't gonna address none of these sources because he don't know about it. 116 that subsidiary graves cut into clean desert gravel and were sealed beneath the same construction layer as royal mastabas, precluding later reuse. That means they didn't go back in. It was one continuous pour. Cambridge lectures used the stratigraphic argument to teach Harris matrix reasoning. Do you know anything about that? We ain't talking about no hopscotch bubblegum, got dang on bozo show reasoning. We talking about academics showing students their relative cruise continuity. The textbook
that is time. That's time. Finish the thought.
Caption sacrifice. Hold on, right here. With the caption sacrifice, not cemetery. Undergraduates are assessed on their ability to explain why this sealing context eliminates the symbolic burial hypothesis previously floated around in 1970 literature. And that's what he bringing, y'all. You lucky this ain't a longer debate. I'll beat you to the time kept going.
All right. JJ7K, the mighty Mandinka Molly in the building.
The champ is here.
In the building, brother Jose Francis. Hey, I hope you got some powerful information. The champ came out swinging, brother. Are you ready, Jose? Oh man, Jose, you ain't left, have you? Jose, where you at, brother?
Here, I'm right here. I'm right here. I just need to. I
I
don't know
was
why
about to say, hold on, JJ didn't I'm about to say JJ didn't made Jose run away.
No, not today.
You need me to show your screen?
Yeah. Yeah. Share this with me.
Where your presentation?
Is it there? You not seen it?
All right, I got it. Hey, you should go to full screen though, because we can see your presentation like off to the side.
Oh.
So you know how you can go to, you know how to go to full screen?
Now you gotta help me here.
All right, so it should be up at the top, and it'll ask you, do you want to start on that slide?
What? This is bad though. I'm not seeing it.
All right, hold up.
What I'm doing.
You don't see anything on there that says, you know what? Let's go. I'm gonna make it bigger on my end.
All right. So it's up, right?
You don't see anything that say slideshow? Slideshow. Go over.
Yeah,
Keep going.
yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
And then start from current slide or something like that.
Okay, here we go. Is that it?
There you go. Now make sure it's
Is that it,
moving.
DMG?
That's it. Make sure it's
All right.
moving.
Yeah, we're moving, right?
There you go.
So-
All right, we good.
All right. All right. So you
Time
can start the
starts when
timer.
you start.
Right. So first of all, we're going to define some key terms here. They say this is the word for retainer, shemsu, a follower or retainer. So when we're looking at this term, follower or retainer, these would be people like priests and these sort of high officials. So I want you to show me in any current text where they say these people were sacrificed to be buried within a suit. I want someone to show me that anywhere. And this is from Faulkner's Dictionary, page 326, right? So we understand what this is, and here are some sources within this here that you could go and look at, right? So I don't know where you're going to show me these people were sacrificed to be buried within a suit, because a lot of these people have their own books and own funerary texts to show you to understand that they were definitely not buried, right? Within a suit. Then we have the different words for sacrifice. Safet, right? All these different words here. And all of these here, clearly this one says animal sacrifice. When you see the determinative here, clearly this is referring to animal sacrifice and not human sacrifice. So we see when we talk about sacrifice, we're talking about animals. So these are some quotes from academic papers. This is Retainer Sacrifice in Ancient Egypt and in Nubia by Jacobus van Dijk. This was 2007. So one of his quotes here is, human sacrifice has long been and perhaps still is a somewhat controversial subject among Egyptologists. The ancient Egyptians have often been considered too civilized for such a barbaric custom, as the Canadian anthropologist and archaeologist Bruce Trigger put it. The cruel forms of human sacrifice practiced by the Aztecs have caused many Egyptologists to wonder if such people can really be considered to be civilized. So now, oh wow. So now this here is, right, inevitably a famous episode from an early New Kingdom literary text, the Westcott Papyrus, is cited in this context. It is a collection of fairy tales set in a distinct past, the time of the Old Kingdom pharaoh. One of the stories tells the magical skills of a man called Jedi, who was able to reconnect the severed head and restore the victim to life. King Chifu Akua, King Chiapte, but it's Khufu, the builder of the Great Pyramid of Giza, is keen to have a demonstration of this and give the order to fetch a prisoner and use him as a guinea pig. But Jetty tells the king that it is forbidden to do such a thing to the noble cattle, human beings. A duck, a goose, and a bull are then used instead. King Cheops, or Khufu, is clearly depicted here as a barbarian who does not acknowledge the value of human life, right? That's his opinion, which I definitely disagree with. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. So I'm actually going to go into the text, which is this text here, and show you the translation. Am I hearing feedback, DMG? And this is on page 219 of Mayim Lichcom's book. I forgot the name of the book. It slips me, right? Said His Majesty, have brought to me a prisoner from the prison that he be executed, said Jetty, but not to a human being, O king, my lord. Surely it is not permitted to do such a thing to the noble cattle. So what this is saying here is that in the cultural context, you can't just go around lopping off people's head because you feel to. This is saying that it is against the rules just to kill an individual with no particular reason. And they're comparing human beings to cattle. So this is presenting the idea that in the ancient Kemetic civilization, they wasn't just killing people for no good reason. And this is just to show the primary of the Westcar Papyrus. These are just some pictures of the ruler in the afterlife, you know, showing him with the deities. No servants, no written, none of that here. Right? This AI generated showing you how the text would have described the afterlife. Same thing. Once again, the same thing. This is an infograph here talking about textual evidence, right? So it's just, you know, breaking down. It's just breaking down, you know, some basic things from the text versus the archaeology. And these are some of the primary texts: the pyramid text, Porphyry text, Book of the Dead, Underworld books. I'll be quoting from some of the primary texts. So this is what they call the Papyrus of Ani. This is the primary hieroglyphics here. And then this is the declarations. O white Strider, who comes forth from Heliopolis, I have not done wrong. O fire and brazen, who comes forth from wherever, I have not robbed. O nosy, who came forth from, I have not stolen. O swallow of shadows, who came forth from Kemet, I have not slain people. So what is this saying? I have not slain people, which means it does not allow you just to run around killing people for no reason. And this is one of the declarations of innocence dealing with Ma'at. I can go on, but I don't think I need to go on any longer with that. These are some more primary texts here. Right, so right. Well, 224 and 225 from the Pyramid Text Translation and Commentary. Right here, right?
4 minutes, Jose, 4 minutes.
So this is just breaking down yourself about, right? So this is just breaking it down a little bit in terms of what the text is saying, right? And these are more quotes from the same paper that I just showed you with Jacobus, right? This is his citation here, but also near Adaima, where at least 2 cases are known where the victim had been decapitated after his throat had been slit. Citation Friedman et al. Preliminary report on fieldwork at Heracanopolis, 1998, Journal of the American Research. So this is the actual quote here. More intriguing were 2 individuals discovered with cut marks on their anterior cervical vertebrae. The cervical vertebrae are those vertebrae that compose the neck, and thus the presence of sliced bone in the area would indicate decapitation or the slitting of the throat of the individual. The individual in Bear 24 had 5 cut marks at the 3rd and 5th cervical vertebrae. A side view of the 4th cervical vertebrae shows where the cutting instrument became lodged in the bone and was thrust back again, carrying a W shape, figure 12. Bear 1 one, two, three was an intact, double buried containing two young men, figure 13. One of whom displayed 4 cut marks on the front surface of the second and third cervical vertebrae. A very rare example of a cut mark on the higher bone. The alignment, angle, and number of cut marks indicate that the throat of this young man had been seen by someone.
2 minutes, Jose. 2 minutes.
The problems have been lethal. It is interesting that both individuals are young men, the men from the back. So, and this is the picture here of what he's showing, right? These examples have been interpreted. Now, here's this, right? Now, the author saying these examples have been interpreted as cases of self-sacrifice and the beginning of the practice of attaining sacrifice. And blah, 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 right? So there's just more quotes again here. But caution is needed since the status and life of the victims remain unknown. So this again is saying you have to be cautious when you're dealing with those particular things because they don't know exactly who the people were. So how much time I have again, DMG? How much time I have again, DMG?
You got 50 seconds.
All right. Let me just get into another primary text here. This is for Unas, the slay and eater of gods. Pour down water, heaven, tremble the stars, go about, the bow breakers quake, the bones of Akar, those beneath them take the fight when they see Unas rising as a soul, like a God who liveth upon fathers and feedeth upon his mother. So I'm just showing you the primary text and how it's showing you about being a nurture and is not focusing on this idea that people have to be killed to come into the afterlife. So that's my time. We'll let my opponent go next. So
That is time. That is time. All right. The clock is being reset. We're going to let Mandinka Mali come up for his second round. Champ, are you sharing your screen?
No, I'm not. Hold on, let me share my screen. Can you put it back on? I thought my screen was still sharing. Are you unshared it? So I gotta go back.
I unshared it, but I think when you dropped off, it dropped off.
That's all right. I got it. He needed to drop off. That's what he needed to do. You know why he in front of me. That like, share, and subscribe. My screen sharing, man.
Not yet.
I don't know. Oh, okay. Hold up. Man. PowerPoint.
All right, family.
Right,
this is the start of the second round. Mandinka Mali about to do his 10-minute second round. Then we're going to go to Jose. Then we're going to go to everybody's favorite part of the show, the chin check session. All right, I'm about to share JJ's screen. Time will start when you start, JJ.
Okay. Yeah. Can you see it? You see it, right? Okay. Let me.
Yep.
I need to get to where I need to get. Hold on. No, don't. Let me unblow it for a minute so I can skip out. Hold up. I got you. I got you, sir. I promise you. You over your head. I told you. Go past UCLA. Hold up. This Cambridge. Hold up, y'all. Where I need to. All right. Let's go back. Let's go back here. Okay. Go ahead and start my time, DMG. All right. So this guy said that animal sacrifice. You got to see. He said there were animals. What? There is no archaeologists that say they found 518 subsidiary graves of animals. What the hell do What the heck do Cheops have to do with this debate? That Cheops is past the first dynasty. This is before the coffin text, the Book of the Dead, the Book of the Heavenly Cow. This is when the God King ruled. He was your God on earth. This was their dog. Then he said, like I said, he said, what did he say? He didn't even address what I said with Gunter Dreyer. He didn't even address what they teaching in the college school textbooks, man. This dude's a waste of my time. Now, between 2000 and 2026, over 40 peer-reviewed articles treat First Dynasty retainer sacrifice as established fact. Are we seeing my screen, ladies and gentlemen? Here, let me established fact, shifting focus from proof to meaning. What meaning? Well, why did they stop? Why were they doing this? Journals, including JEA, JARS, MDAC, and Antiquity, no longer publish articles questioning existence. Like I said, bro, you're not debating me. You're debating the consensus. You're debating the places where you send your children to school to learn at a higher level. And what you're bringing tonight is some 1970 nonsense that's been debunked. Nobody's debating this since 1990 because of Gunter Dreyer's research, because there was one continuous pour, because there wasn't adding on to the graves. Oh, this wasn't a regular cemetery. There was no kids or elderly. Now, once those analyzing the demographics is a certain age level. They had 18 to 20-year-olds. Demographics for his royal guard. They had women. There is no trauma. And he wants to see heads bashed in and whatever the hell he was talking about. So literature reviews consistently open with a standard phase acknowledging consensus. These are peer-reviewed articles. They go to sources right here at the bottom. This publishing pattern is taught in research methods, courses as evidence of a dead argument status. This is dead argument. What are you doing? Why you get in front of me with this? When journals cease peer review, reviewing foundational denial, the field has moved on. You better be bringing some peer review articles that you can prove your point. Because we're thinking about the future and the kids. The students learn to cite this corpus as background, not a contested frontier. Jose Francis Vega. Look at it. Early 2000 articles.
JJ, I stopped your time. I stopped your time at 7 minutes and 13 seconds. Are you showing something on your screen?
Oh yeah. You didn't see it? Okay, hold up.
Okay, we see it. I see it now. Because all I saw at first was like an email that said something about a PowerPoint link.
Oh no.
But now we see it.
You want me to start over? Do you want me to start over or keep going? You heard me, right?
You can keep going where you at. If Jose good with it, you can start over.
Okay, well, this is what I was reading on the first slide. Y'all see this? They go to store. Okay, so I'm glad you told me.
Jose, are you good with starting JJ time over?
Well, let him start over because his presentation wasn't showing. So let him go ahead and do that.
Okay, I appreciate that. Now, can y'all see it now?
We're gonna reset you at 10 minutes.
Okay, I appreciate that. Let me zoom it up a little bit. Hold up. All right. Jabari got them big pop bottle glasses, so you'll be able to see this, Jabari. This is you and I's debate. Early 2000 articles concentrated on refining counsel using Dreyer's updated plans, confirming Petrie's century-old observation with modern survey. My opponent said that they're trying to prove a point using modern archaeology. Yes, we are, sir. Why wouldn't we, sir? Why wouldn't we use GIS mapping and things of that nature? By 2005, publications assumed simultaneously and debated whether victims were willing or coerced. That is the argument in academics, not did it happen. University reading lists reflects this shift, moving articles from debate to case study sections, teaching emphasis on methodological improvements, radiocarbon dating of graves, lining, and 3D photogrammetry. Reinforce rather than overturn earlier conclusions, demonstrating cumulative confirmation. This trajectory is presented as textbook, Jose Francis Vega, example of how archaeology resolves questions through replication. What is he bringing, y'all? You was way off topic, talking about some Cheops. What the hell? I mean, come on, man. Look. Here go more peer review. From 2010 to 2015, the period saw archaeological studies dominate with analysis. Now they analysis. Well, how come there's only a certain age group? You got they announced the age, the sex, the health. These were healthy people. These were the people in the royal court. These wasn't slaves. These wasn't prisoners of war. These studies treated sacrifice as independent variable, exploring who was chosen. That's what we talk about in academic circles and at school, sir. You're arguing a dead argument. So students are taught to recognize this paradigmic shift. Look at that, it's in there. In abstracts, where retainer sacrifices appear in method sections without citations. Why is it out without citations? Indicating assumed knowledge. This linguistic practice signals disciplinary consensus more powerfully than explicit statements that my guy over here, Jose Vega Francis, wants to present. And is highlighted in graduate writing seminars. See? Let's keep going. My time, this should have been 15 minutes. Let's get past the peer review. Let's go to the God King. Let's go to the God King. I got to teach you this. Let's go to that. Hold up. Hey, DMG, stop my time real quick. Stop my time. I want to get to this. This is very important right here.
Time
DMG,
is
you hear
stopped at 7 minutes and 18 seconds.
Okay, cool. Yeah. He ain't teaching you nothing, but let me be quiet while the time is stopped. Let me get to it. This information can't be taught in a okay. Okay, hold up. Yeah, let me get to their dogma. You got to get to their dogma and understand why this was happening, right? Hold up, DMG. Let me get to it. I don't know why I got to keep because I got to blow it up. Hold up, DMG. I got you. It's right after this. Okay, hold up. Come on, man. I apologize. Bonnet Kermer. Okay, here we go. Let me blow it up for you before you see. He don't know nothing about this. I don't know. Well, what you doing talking about Cheops?
Time starts at 7 minutes, 17 seconds.
You're not on my level, sir. The God King Dharma explanation taught universally persists that the first dynasty kingship required a household in death as in life. This is Wilkerson and Bard and Stevenson all frame retainer sacrifice as material expressions of the king divine status. See, FOP, see how we do this? You know how we do it. We're courtiers. These courtiers were the people in the court. Continued service beyond death. Pedagogy presents this as not as speculation, but as inference from grade proximity and titles on the stele. Some of these people has title. Okay, yeah, he part of the royal court, blah, blah, blah. Not blah, 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 but this is his name. These people were hand-selected and picked. That why all of a sudden at the king Qua, this stopped. You have to explain that. You can't. Students learned that the dogma explained both scale and suddenness. A God does not rule alone. Everybody knows this. This interpretive framework is taught at existence is established, showing how their arguments enable deeper social theory rather than endless verification. Let's keep going. Socials at the bottom here. You ain't ready? Look at it. Lectures emphasizes that this dogma is visible archaeologically. Subsidiary graves contain titles such as dwarf of the king. These weren't no random people. You have to explain how all the people just died once the same day, and these were healthy people. Huh? Hairdressers and boat captains mirroring palace administration. This is the methodology they use to come to this conclusion. What methodology are you using to disprove it? You have nothing but your lip. This mirroring is taught as intentional replication. Students, the kids that you send to the school, y'all, when they teach in the colleges, student analyze ceiling to match titles to grades, learning that the afterlife bureaucracy was literal. Jabari, not metaphorical. Excuse me, I called you Jabari. I thought you one of the students. The teaching point is that ideology drove killing, not crisis. Universities stress that understand the dogma requires accepting sacrifice as fact first. Otherwise, the administrative pattern appears coincidental. The sequence fact, then meaning, underpins dead argument pedagogy. See? I don't know what this guy doing. What you get in the ring with before? The king, the God King. The God King started in the first dynasty, and it continued. It continued as literal. The king was the natural on earth representation, and when he died. But the first dynasty, the first dynasty, the king didn't get judged. He was just that God. Now, after the first dynasty, now the king has to be judged as well as everybody else. So the God King model also explained the practices termination. By the second dynasty, the textbook teach. There were other textbooks. The king divinity was expressed through statues and Shabbatis. No people.
4 minutes, JJ.
People,
4 minutes.
Morrison Kohler. Thank you very much. Argued this shift reflects bureaucratization. The state could no longer afford to lose skilled personnel. This is one of the reasons that they came to the conclusion why it stopped. Why get rid of all the good people? Your skilled people, your warriors, your carpenters, you know what I'm saying? Your priesthood. Students learn to chart. This is what they teach in the schools. Who are you gonna believe? Jose Francis Vega or this or the students? Excuse me, or the teachers? Huh? The consensus, the archaeology, Gunther Dreyer. Students learn to chart declining subsidiary counts from de jure to Casekama, correlating the rise of stone Shabbatis. This narrative is presented as settled with debate confined to economic versus theological drivers. The resistance of sacrifice remains the unquestioned premise. Is he unquestioned? Why is he questioning this, y'all? Because he over there and got dang on wherever the heck you from. You got the old books. Get you some up-to-date books. I'm glad you're in America now. Because now you can update your information. The unquestioned premise enabling discussion of its end. Let's keep going. That's what's it. Look, cross-institutional teachings. Now we're going to stress that the God King dogma is not unique to Egypt, citing parallel ideologies in in Shang China. So why is it so shocking that Egypt did it? Oh, they could never do that. Comparative lectures use Egypt's security data to model how divine kingship materializes. Students are warned against being moralizing interpretation. The pedagogical focus is on political logic. The dogma explanation is taught as value-neutral analysis of early state power. You get down and you're gonna lay down. I'm the king on earth. You're gonna do what I say, and when it's time I go, you're going with me. And he ain't got no source to debunk that but his lip, and that don't count in academic circles. This detachment is possible only because the factual base is secure. The dead argument status thus allows instructors to treat human sacrifices as an analytical category. The dead argument status thus allows instructors to treat human sacrifice as an analytical category rather than sensational controversy. Jose Francis Vega, what are you doing? Let's keep going. Assessment rubrics at Brown, Cambridge. Now I took you to Cambridge and got one of the top colleges, and you say it requires students to articulate the God King dogma. They telling the kids you got to articulate the God King dogma using primaries from Abydos data. This debate over, man. Don't you ever get in the ring with me with this nonsense. You talking about some goddamn Cheops. You in the wrong goddamn dynasty, sir. You ain't got to respect me. You're going to respect the scholarship because you ran your mouth. Correct answers must state that retainer sacrifice demonstrates the king's ability to command death. Citing Dreyer. Remember I told you about Dreyer? This is a standardized expectation, reflects institutional consensus. Facility notes describe the dogma as the so what following the what of sacrifice. By separating the fact from interpretation, teaching reinforces that the argument about existence is dead, while interpretive debate remains alive, training students in proper hierarchical reasoning and archaeology. Yeah, like Trick Charity said, he loved the kids. Now, who were the followers? Remember, this is what I want to get to. Demographic studies taught in courses show victims are predominantly young adults ages from 18 to 30 with a balanced sex ratio, but role-specific gendering. Analysis from Abydos indicate males in administrative titles. This ain't with no coincidence. They knew who they picked. And females with cosmetic implements.
And
Lexer presents this as selective recruiting, not a random killing.
Finish your thought.
Yeah. So, like I say, this profile replicated across multiple tombs. This is replicated amongst multiple tombs until the end of the First Dynasty. It's taught as evidence for these people are willing or ideologically conditioned retainers. The human is the retainer. The willingness remains debated, while the fact of their death does not. Say it again. Through willingness, they might not have will to do it. That's the debate. But the fact that their death happened during this time is not debated. It happened. It's accepted inconsistent. This guy's out of the league. Get me somebody better.
All right, time is reset at 10 minutes for Jose Francis. Jose, the champ, has been vicious in his assault, bro. I need you to speak up as well. Some people were saying you sounded far away in the last round, so make sure you're speaking into the mic. The time will start when you start. Are you sharing your screen? I see it. Let me bring it up. And bro, time will start. Wait a minute, is this host? This yo? Hold on, this Jose Francis?
No, he ain't got no information like that, man. Come on, bro. You see that high level information? That's mine. And let me stop sharing. You gotta stop sharing. He ain't got nothing like that. He got one sentence.
No, this say Jose Francis. Jose, is this your screen?
That's JJ's. Hey, come on.
Let me show you what this is. This is a screenshot of what he put up.
Wait a minute. Jose, hold on. Are you is your time starting?
Yeah. Let me tell you what this is.
All right, time starts.
This is a screenshot of what he put up. And on the top, it says content is user generated and unverified. This is Meta AI. This is not academic. If he did this in a college, they would laugh him out and fail him. So this is what he's bringing here, arguing with me, who's showing you actual articles and actual primary text that can be verified by experts. So that's why I brought that up. And I know he's not going to think it's funny when I'm done with him. It's definitely not going to be funny because I'm going to go into the actual academic paper and show you what the academic paper says in the language of the academic paper. And then we're going to see, give me 1 second. And then we're going to see who's laughing and what's cute then. Because now's not the time to bring up AI and then pat yourself on the chest and say that you did something important. That's not how this works. Give me 1 second, DMJ. I think I had too much open. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah,
all
pause
right,
my
Jose,
time there.
I paused your time at 8 minutes and 47 seconds.
I'm trying to bring up something. I don't know why it's not on the screen. Oh, damn. This is not good. Give me 1 second, DMJ. I don't know what's going on here. I think I had too much open.
All right, your time is paused at 8 minutes and 47 seconds. Let me know. That was crazy. I straight up thought I reached.
Yeah.
That was
so
crazy.
Now, I'm going directly into the academic paper. This is not a PowerPoint. This is the academic paper. So you can see what's going on. So share this for me here, DMG. Is it sharing?
I see it. Hold up. Yep, I see it. All right.
This
starts.
This is the paper by Jacobus van Dijk. sacrificed in Egypt and Nubia, right? This says individuals, while a further 200, wait, hold on. Let me start up here. Aha was succeeded by Jeter, whose tomb was surrounded by the graves of no fewer than 317 individuals, while a further 242 were found buried around his funerary enclosure. Total 559 individuals, among whom were a considerable number of women. Many of these subsidiary graves were originally marked by simple tombstones inscribed with the names of their occupants. A further indication that these people were not just named as slaves. Not all of these subsidiary burials were necessary to obtain the sacrifice. So they say that they don't think all of them will obtain the sacrifice. However, in the case of the burial at Jedah's tomb, Reisner, after careful consideration of the archaeological and constructional evidence, considered 63 cases probable, 63 cases probable, 63 cases probable, and a further 99 possible. So what's that saying is, this is conjecture stating that they think this might have happened. And this is, let me get to the footnote. The footnote, right. So this is just stating where they got the number from. This don't even have any proper academic citation on it here. It just says the number given by Emery is 338, right? So let's continue. So possible and probable, as we see here, right? Which means they're not sure, and they say not all of them return the sacrifice according to them. The tomb of his successor, Jet, or Waji, had 174 subsidiary burials, assessed by Reisner as 14 probable, and 99 possible cases of retainer sacrifice. His funerary enclosure contained a further 161. The tomb of Queen Maryneath, who appears to have acted as a regent during the minority of her son, Den, reign, contained 41. 33 possible sacrifices. 33 possible sacrifices. Subsidiary graves and Den's own tomb had 133. 40 probable, 83 possible, while his royal enclosure, perhaps originally associated with Maryneath, counted 77. The tomb of the next king, Ajib, was surrounded by 64 poorly constructed. Right. So let me take that down, and I'm gonna put up something else. So let me take that down. I'm gonna reshare my screen. So now I'm going to reshare my screen.
All right,
go
I
into the book
stopped your
that he was
time at
talking
5
about.
minutes and 33 seconds.
I'm back. This is the book he was talking about by Toby Wilkinson. Early Dynastic Chemist.
Hold on, Jose, your screen. Okay, go ahead. I'm starting your time at 5 minutes and 33 seconds.
Right. This is Early Dynastic Chemist. This is the section here on human sacrifice, a little small section. I'm not going to read all that because I'm sure they're just going to repeat some of the sources that we already had. This is a depiction here, right? This little piece of thing here. Nobody knows exactly what this is. But here's what he's going to say. Human sacrifice, iconographic evidence. A fragmentary of Aha from Abydos showing a bound prisoner being sacrificed. An officiant plunges the dagger into the prisoner's breast while a bull stands between the two to catch the blood, right? Petri, whatever, right? Now, how in the world are you going to tell me what this is? They don't even know what this is. It looks like something. There's nothing on here to indicate that. That, again, is conjecture. That is conjecture by some scholar, Toby Wilkinson, about this. All of them are saying the same thing, possible and probable. You understand? There's nothing here to say that. But these are proper academic sources, Mr. JJ 7000, aka Dingamati. This is what you bring to debate. You don't bring AI generated and then talk all out your chest. This is what we're talking about. How much time I have there, DMG? How much more time I have there,
4
DMG?
minutes, 15 seconds.
All right, let me take this down. Let's see what else we have there. Give me 1 second. Let me bring up something else here. Oh, okay. Let me go back to my PowerPoint. This is bad. It's looking bad right now. So I'm going back to my PowerPoint. You see the screen here? Is it sharing?
Screen is shared.
Right.
You got 3 minutes and 22 seconds.
All right. So this again is continuing the UNAS text. Are you seeing it? I think I have to.
Yep, we see it.
Okay. It says, Cam knoweth his mother's, his name is the noble rank of Unas. Heaven is his strength in the horizon like 10. His father, he begat him. He became stronger than he. Are the doubles of Unas behind him, the conquered are beneath his 2 feet. His guards are on him. His uri are on his brow. The serpent guide of Unas is behind him. Seeth soul, the spirit of flame, the powers of Unas protect him. This Unas, the bull of heaven. So this is getting into the iconography of how they would describe the Pharaoh in the afterlife. And none of this here is talking about any servants, any retainer sacrifice. Right? The bull of heaven that thrusteth with his will, living upon what cometh into being of God. Of
2
every God,
minutes. 2 minutes.
and eating of their food who comes to fill their belly with words of power from the lake of flame. So I think that, right. Behold, he who maketh to bow foreheads, Kehum, had snared them for Unas. Behold, Jesher Tepeth hath known him and had driven. Behold, come to the slaughterer that had cut the throats of them. For Unas had turned out what is in his belly. He is the messenger who was sent to drive them. Behold, Sheshemu had cut them up for Unas, had boiled pieces of them. So I could stop here. This is just showing you the iconography of how he was absorbing the powers of the nature. This is not literal sacrifice. It is definitely not literal. And I was talking about Khufu because Khufu was mentioned in the actual article that I brought up, not generated AI, showing how people thought about, you can't just kill people just to kill people. So that is why I brought that up. So at the end of the day, I'm satisfied with what I'm showing. I'm showing primary or close to primary as I can get as far as the sources. I'm quoting them properly and showing you how they're not particularly sure of this practice. They're just doing conjecture to say we think it's this and we think it's that. So whatever little time I have left, I'm going to yield to my opponent, and that is that. So let's get it there.
All right, Jose, you have 14 seconds left. I'm going to reset the time for 10 minutes. It is now time for everybody's favorite part of the debate, the chin check session. So now, Mandinka Mali went first in the round section because he was the affirmative. So in the chin check, he will go last. That means, Jose, you will be asking him questions first. You get to ask him as many questions as you can within a 10-minute time frame. You get to ask him as many questions as you can within a 10-minute time frame. Now, you do have 3 opportunities to stop your time. So if you feel like he's not answering your questions, you can tell him you're moving on to the next question. You can ask me to stop your time. You can tell him you want a yes or no answer, but your time is yours to control. It's yours to control. It's not mine to control. It's not Mandinka's to control. It's not the chat's to control. Your 10 minutes is your 10 minutes to control. So, are you ready? Or do you have any questions for me as it relates to the chin check session?
Okay, so you're keeping the clock on a 10-minute time, right? Or I have to do it.
Yep,
on my own?
and I'm gonna be randomly sharing it to the screen.
All right, no problem. So, now, the first question I want to ask Mandinka Mali, what was that presentation about? What citations did he properly show? How did he? I mean, come on. What citation did you show? I want you to go back and show me proper citation on that presentation. That's what that's my first question.
Oh,
Where's the proper citation?
okay, that's your question. So my opponent wants to come up here and criticize my search engine because he went to. So you got to have some discipline. You asked me a question.
My question.
Shut your
I
lip.
want you to show me,
You
bro.
were asking
No.
me?
I want you to show me your references. That's what I want you
What
to
you mean?
show me your references.
You want me to show you my
Show me
sources?
your
Okay, I got
references.
you. Okay, let me share my
Yeah,
screen.
that's
Then.
what
I got you. I got you. I got you. Let me share my screen. So you want to waste my time like this? I got you. Hold up.
This is the chin check session, JJ. Just tell them what they is.
Supposed
Jose,
me
you
to
can
show
look them up if you want
references
to.
and
But
sources when he came
remember,
up with-
I'm sharing,
Yeah, I'm
I'm
finna show
sharing
up
the time. I'm sharing the time, so y'all can't share y'all screen. He can tell you what his
Yeah.
sources is.
So listen,
Right,
share my
right,
screen.
right. All right.
So
They said
so-
you can't share your screen. You have to just tell
yeah,
me
no,
what your
share my
sources.
screen. You asked for it.
You said you can't. The moderator said
No,
you
you
can't
just
share
told
your
you just told me that you want my sources.
Well,
Which
the
one do you
moderator
want?
corrected me.
All right, listen. I just
moderator said
paused
you
the
can't-
time. I just paused the time.
Did he tell me
Listen,
to share my screen?
listen. I need both of y'all to listen. We in the chin check session. I'm sharing the screen because I'm sharing the time with the audience and I'm sharing the time with y'all. Neither one of y'all are sharing y'all screen.
Right.
If you gonna tell them your sources, tell them. But y'all not sharing y'all
Okay.
screen.
No, I want the people to
Restart.
see it. I want to. I brung Gunter Dreyer. I brung Gunter Dreyer at the beginning of this search. The beginning of this. But see, we can go to Laurel and Bestock, the Aldos evidence near Eastern. Is my screen sharing? Is my screen sharing?
He just
Share-
said you can't share your screen, brother. Just tell us your sources.
Screen.
Just tell us your
You wanna
sources.
see?
You're wasting
I can
time.
just tell you. I'll just tell you.
He can't. Yeah, he said just tell me.
I just tell you since y'all don't want to. Gunter Dreyer is my source. Gunter Dreyer. Did I not tell you that? Did I told you that. So now also we have Laurel Bestock, the first kings of Egypt, the Abydos evidence near Eastern archaeology, 65.4, 2002, University of Penn, Yale, New York City. Bestock. I got Matthew D. Adams, the Royal Mortuary Enclosure of Aha and Abydos, Journal of Egyptian Archaeology, 85, 1999, University of Penn. The summary indicates Adams proposed poisoning as a likely cause of death. These are peer-reviewed articles. Because I do the research.
Good. That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
No, you want more? Okay.
No.
All right.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead.
Now, secondly, that's very good. I want you to show me
I know
where
it is.
that is definitely in that paper. I want you to quote that paper where it says that's definitely what happened, or is that conjecture? Quote the part where it says
What
that
paper are you
was
talking?
definitely
Okay.
poison. When you talked about the poisoning, I want you to
Okay.
quote the exact part in that
But
paper.
now,
where
so
people
let me
were
share my
poisoned.
screen.
Definitely.
All right.
You can't share
Here
your
you go.
screen, just quote it.
Okay. All right. So here we go right here. Let me get to it. So which one was it? I got like 40 peer review articles. So he want to see it. So that's why I want to share the screen. But that's okay. He don't want to share the screen because I got it loaded up for you. The research
answer the
has
question.
proved that these people were not just beating it. I'm answering it, sir. The research has proved that these people were either strangulated, they hyoid, Hyoid, Chris Harris, I see you trolling in the audience, was fractured. A lot of the people were buried with their heads with cuts next to them. This is an archaeological evidence indicating poisoning. How do you want to prove? Now, I ain't gonna ask you a question. But you don't want me to share my screen because I got more sources for you. You haven't brought anything.
Okay.
Because somebody uses Google.
All right.
Okay.
All right. You're wasting time. Now, quote a primary source. Now, quote you ever shown? You're quoting academic papers. Quote a primary source that agrees with anything that you said. Just one primary source.
Okay, so all right, thank you. So we have Janet A. Rituals, ladies and gentlemen. Spatial and verbal rhetorics of power. JARS. Go look it up, Chris Harris. Jose Francis. JARC.
That's not a primary source. That's an academic paper. That's an
How
academic
do you know?
paper.
How do you know? Who?
Hold on. I want a text from ancient Kemet. I don't want an don't.
Oh, now you want to first. You want academics. Okay, so you want
listen. I told you I want a primary
then,
source.
Which one
is
you want?
Is a text.
Which one?
Hold on. A primary source
is
a text from the individuals who actually
from what
from the civilization. Just quote any primary text.
Right.
Just
so
quote a primary text and tell me what it's not.
Okay. So the primary evidence of this, like I told you in the beginning, is Gunter Dreyer's research. I showed you this in my
primary text. Quote an indigenous
what do you mean primary text? We're talking about archaeology.
That's not a primary text.
First of all, the first dynasty didn't have a Book of the Dead, a coffin. Go ahead.
They didn't, did they? They didn't, did they?
No, they didn't. No.
All right, then.
No, they did not.
That's all I need to hear from you.
You know what they had?
Hold on.
Archaeology. The school, the archaeology. This is what we had. We had archaeology that does the research.
So stop. The answer is there are no primary texts to confirm what they said. They only say possible.
You're supposed to ask me questions. You're supposed to tell me the answer. Ask the question, sir.
No, there is. You just said there. You said there is none. So let's move on. There are none. There are none.
No, I didn't say that. What'd you say I said?
Yes, you did. You said there are no texts from the first dynasty. So there are no primary texts.
Jose, I stopped your time at 3 minutes and 53 seconds. Ask your question. Mandinka will answer the question. Y'all not debating no more. Ask questions. Get your question answered.
Sorry. He did answer the question. So that's satisfactory.
Okay. All right, ask your next question.
My next question would be, do you think if you took that presentation before scholars in that present form, that they would accept that as scholarly? Do you think that that's how scholars do things?
Okay. Oh, thank you. So the problem that we have in this community, ladies and gentlemen, is that people can go to Google, and Google will give you your sources and references, and Chrome will give it to you, and so will AI. AI will give you the sources, the references, the peer review articles, the Chicago manual style citations. So like I told you in the beginning, Gunter Dreyer, the summary notes that no trauma plus cups equal poison as an interpretation, forming the foundation of the modern consensus of a simultaneous burial. Gunter Dreyer also cited as providing simultaneous sealing. The sealing was all at once. Everybody died together. Are you going to explain how that happened? Because that's going to be in the question round. You better be able to do it. A cornerstone of the stratigraphic argument for retainer sacrifice. You want more? I'm going to keep beating you.
No, I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied.
I know you want to stop. Go ahead. Ask your next question. Ask your next question. Yeah, go ahead. I know you is. Go ahead.
I'm definitely satisfied with that answer.
But you keep going. Ask questions. You're wasting time.
Okay. Now my last question. Be quiet. Now my last question to you would be, what did all of that God King status and all of that extra have to do with the topic of retainer sacrifice?
Oh, thank you so much for asking that. Ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to the dogma. I'm going to the way that these people thought back then, right? The king was everything on earth. He was their God. This has a lot to do with the retainer sacrifice debate. I thought you was well versed in this ideology, because when the king died, He cannot keep Ma'at without his court. He cannot keep Ma'at without his royal army. He cannot keep Ma'at and keep producing in the afterlife, because guess what? The king on earth was Horus. The king that died was Osiris. Neta-AA at first. At first, the king was Neta-AA until the Osirian period came in, sir. Then the Book of the Dead, your coffin text, all of that came out later, sir. You're not ready for me, I promise. So your questions is elementary compared to what I'm bringing to this debate. Remember that. So let's keep going. So this was a state practice that has been observed by archaeology at Abydos, where the custom of retainer sacrifice is thought to have occurred in great numbers. And what he's with that Djokovic, that's 1970 literature. You're not going to find that probably or possible. They don't say that anymore, sir. In the books now, it's a dead argument. It's a dead argument. Nobody is arguing this anymore in your schools. I showed you that in this debate. What has he showed? He put some meta-netta up there that he can't even read. So in my turn to question, I'm going to put something up on the screen that's got meta-netta, and you better be able to read it. I'm going to have your interpretation, and I know you can't. So don't try to get up here in front of us and act like you're a linguist. You haven't brought anything to diffuse my premise.
That
You haven't
is
proved that these people are
time.
wrong.
That is time. That is time. Time will be reset, and Mandinka Mali will have 10 minutes to ask Jose Francis as many questions as he can within a 10-minute time frame. He has 3 opportunities to stop his time. Jose didn't use any of his. Again, 10 minutes to ask as many questions as he can. This is the chin check session. This was Jose's first one, so I'm not going to count it against him. But, Jose, you got to apply more pressure. JJ, Mandinka Mali, time starts when you ask your first question.
Hold up. Yeah. Keep talking for a minute. Let me get my questions loaded up. I got a PDF question for you.
All right, family. Hey, as we said at the beginning of the show,
So
we got
do
a
some
bunch
promotion
of
for a second.
high debates coming up in Worldview Wars Debate League. We got my brother, Nathaniel Hughes, taking on my man, Easy Bands. We got some Islam versus, we got some Muslim on Christian intellectual warfare. Those brothers will be debating. Is there really an Islamic dilemma? That's coming up on July 18th. That's next Saturday. That's going to be at 2:15 p.m. Central Time. That's next Saturday. Is there really an Islamic dilemma? My brother Nathaniel Hughes representing Islam, and my brother Easy Bands representing Christianity. Worldview Wars Debate League. Then the following week, we got my man Big Hemi defending the Worldview Wars Debate League social media title against the Kemet infomonger himself, Steve Calabro. Is Christianity really monotheistic? Hemi been putting the belt on the line. He don't care who it's against. He don't care what they talking about. It's going to be another powerful debate. And Steve Calabro say he want that belt. So we're going to see if Hemi can hold on to the title. Hemi restoring the dignity of the social media title. So we're going to see what's good on July 25th. Then on August the 1st, your man, the Ice Smiter, Jose Francis is going to be back at it again. He taking on the notorious RBE, Ramo Bantu Esoteric, in a very interesting debate. Is Gnosticism a continuation of Egyptian cosmology? That's going to be an interesting debate on August 1st. And then on August 2nd, we got Lucifer, the devil, aka Jashub, the scholastic bully, taking on who I believe to be one of the most honorable Israelite debaters this community has ever produced, and my man Gideon. It's gonna be powerful, man. The question on the table is, are there Israelites amongst the ancestors of African American slaves? It's gonna be a powerful one. That's on August 2nd, man. We got a lot of stuff lined up for Worldview Wars Debate League. Y'all stay right here on Paradigm Shift TV 314. We're gonna kick them off over here. After the first round, it's moving exclusively to Worldview Wars Debate League. So y'all stay tuned, and we're gonna keep it pushing. Are you ready, Mandinka Molly?
All right. Yeah. Let's start it off.
Time starts when you ask your first question.
So can you show me where your first, where any of those sources that you brought to this debate prove that the retainer sacrifice didn't happen in the first dynasty? Which one did you?
When I
show
read
me
the text,
where your sources prove retainer. Well, come on.
can I answer the question? Because I can't share my screen.
What?
When you read the text by Jacobus Van Dijk, it says possible and probable, which means they're not sure. The language is not concrete. It says that. I can't share my screen, but it says that there. All of them say possible and probable. If you understand English, you know what that means. That means we think it may have happened.
Okay, thank you for the
But we
answer.
don't know.
All right, that's it. That's enough. Show me where this guy. Hold up, bro. No, that's enough. Show me where Jacobus Van Dijk goes against retainer sacrifice. Show me in that paper that you showed on the screen where he goes, where he said it that didn't happen, or that he disagreed with the scholars. Now, matter of fact, show me where he disagreed.
I didn't say he disagreed. I
Can
said
you
he
show me
used
where
language.
he disagreed?
I did not say he disagreed. I said he uses language that makes me think he is not sure.
Okay, good. That's a good answer. Okay, I'm good with that. That's cool. Be quiet. Hey, DMG, tell him to be quiet. That's good. So you say he didn't agree. How old is that paper that you was presenting?
2007.
How old was it? You don't know.
2007.
What?
2007. 2007.
Can you show where he did? Okay, so it's 2007. Thank you. All right. Show me where anybody disproved Gunter Dreyer's stratigraphy re-excavation Abydos. Can you show me that? Can you show me that? Go ahead.
No.
Show me that. Stop
I
wasting my
can't
time.
show you that. I said
know you
no,
can't.
I
All
cannot
right, next
show
question.
you.
Okay, be quiet. Next question, sir. Next question. Be quiet. Hey, DMG, make him be quiet. All right. What year? Okay, hold on. What do Cheops have to do with this debate?
It was mentioned in the paper by Jacobus Van Dijk. He mentioned it in the paper, the story about when they asked to decapitate someone, and then the suit said, no, you cannot do this to a member of the noble cattle. So he was showing you how you can't just decapitate people just so. That's my interpretation. He said it made him look like a barbarian.
Okay,
I said no.
interpretation.
Those are rules and regulations.
Okay, thank you. So is your interpretation, listen, bro, that's it. That's enough. I'm not wasting time. So your interpretation proves that retainer sacrifice didn't happen?
It showed that in that particular instance, he couldn't just.
Do your interpretation prove that retainer? Yes or no? Okay.
To me, yes.
So
to me, yes.
Are you
to me,
saying
yes.
So are you saying that you? Okay. So are you saying that being beheaded is the only proof of retainer sacrifices?
I never said anything of the sort. I never said that.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. That's it. So, let's see. So, what? Can you name 4 sources that you brought up in this debate? Who'd you bring up?
I brought up.
Who was it?
Jacobus. I brought up Jacobus Van Dijk, who clearly seems to be one of the premier. I brought up Faulkner, and I brought up Faulkner as well. Okay. I can't remember who else I brought up yet, but
Okay, thank you. That's enough. You can't remember. All right. So what
I can only remember
What
two.
do Faulkner say about retainer sacrifice? That's enough. Okay, you can't even remember the other ones. What did Faulkner say about the retainer sacrifices, sir?
Faulkner was the individual that I used
What do
for
he
the
say?
definition. Faulkner is the
What?
individual who I use.
Huh?
Can I answer the question? Faulkner is the one that I use.
I asked you
For
to
the
answer
papyrus.
it. Yeah, you can answer it.
He is the one I use for the primary text to show the primary text. He didn't say anything specifically
To do
about
it.
retainer sacrifice.
What did he
To
do?
show
What
you
did
the
he prove?
definition,
What
I showed you the
What did
definition
Faulkner
of retainer.
say?
Can
Quote
I
him.
answer? I showed you the definition came from Faulkner, and
Got
Faulkner
it,
was
he
one of the
wrong.
individuals who translated
What did?
the papyrus of Ani, where it says, "I have not
Right.
slain." It shows you that you can't just kill people just so. It's against murder was not acceptable. So that is what I used him as a source. That is what I used
Thank
him
you.
for.
Thank you. All right. That's cool. So how does the papyrus? That's cool. That's cool. Be quiet. Okay, you said it. How does the papyrus of Annie have anything to do with this debate? What dynasty did that come from? What dynasty did that come from?
I'm not sure. I'm blowing it. I'm not sure.
What? What?
I'm not sure.
Well,
I'm
okay.
not sure.
So, ladies and gentlemen, okay, keep going. No, I'm using my time wisely. That's enough. So he's not sure. He's not sure. Right? So can you go into any text right now to say that these retainer sacrifices didn't happen? Go ahead. Which one?
There is no
Which
text
one?
that talks. There is no text that talks about retainer sacrifice.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's my-
Thank you. Thank you. You answered it.
There is none.
You answered it. You answered. Okay. Now explain this. That's it. That's all you need. Okay. Now explain this. Since you say retainer sacrifices didn't happen, can you give me a logical explanation how 318 people died at once when the king died? Go ahead. Go
The
ahead.
scholars have the explanation
can't.
on why they think so. The scholars have the explanation on why they think so.
Okay. What scholars are you? Okay. You said it. Okay. All right. You good. You good. What scholar?
No. As a matter of fact, they didn't even explain that. They just said
What scholar?
it doesn't make. Hold on. They're saying it doesn't make
What?
sense that all these people. Can I answer you?
Huh?
Can I
Who?
answer you?
Who said that?
All of the scholars are saying it doesn't
Now,
make
who
sense
said
all
that,
these people
sir?
died at the same time.
Who's all of them?
Van Dyck,
All of them. Can you prove all the
Your
scholars
man-
said this?
Your
Who?
man's your
Jacobus-
man's
no.
dry. All of them said. All of them said.
and-
All
okay,
of them
so
said. All of them implied that it doesn't make sense.
Dryer?
All of them.
You
said
can
on-
prove that Dryer said
Yes.
that this didn't happen.
No,
Okay,
listen
you
to
know
the
what?
question
I'm gonna
you
relinquish
answered.
the rest of
I
my time for you to
said-
share your screen.
We can't share
Quiet.
screens, bro. We can't share screens.
What'd you say?
The moderator just said that. You're not listening.
No. Gunter Dryer. Now
share
he
screen.
so where did Gunter Dryer say it didn't happen? Go ahead. Share your screen
That's
to
not
show
what
it.
I
No, you're not sharing
said.
it. You want to share it?
You're
Go
not
ahead.
listening.
Yeah, share your screen.
Good.
Share your screen.
Hold on. The
Have the
question
time,
you
let him share his
asked me.
screen.
The question that you
Hold
asked
on to
me
what?
was how do these people?
Hold up,
How come
bro.
these people died all at the same
Yeah.
time? I said all the scholars say it does not
What?
make sense that they died of natural causes. They don't really know
Yeah,
how
yeah,
all
prove
of them
that point.
died. They don't know how all of them died. They don't know. It doesn't state the
Oh.
cause of death for everybody. It doesn't state
Okay,
that.
stop
It
right
said-
there. Stop.
don't-
I know. Okay, that's good. I'm satisfied with your answer. Stop. Okay, wait. You say it don't make. Hold up. Just what you just said. You say it don't make sense that they died of natural causes. So, how did they die?
The scholar does not give a cause of death for all
How
of
did
them.
they die using your scholarship, sir?
We
I
don't
told you to
know. The
respect
scholar
this.
didn't say. The scholar
How?
didn't say. The scholar didn't say. They don't know. So I can't.
Oh, they don't know. According to who? According to who? Who?
They
According
didn't
to
give a cause
who?
of death.
According to who? Who said they don't know?
According to
Who
the
said-
scholar, because they didn't give the scholar who
said
didn't give a
it?
cause of death said so. The scholar didn't
What
give a cause
scholar?
of death for everyone.
What's his name? What's her name?
The scholar you read and the scholar
Who?
I read. Jacobus Van Dyck did not
Can you
give
give
a
us a
cause
name?
for all of them. Jacobus Van
No.
Dyck.
Can you give us a name, sir? So,
Are you listening?
okay.
Jacobus Van
So
Dyck
can you
was
give
the
us a name?
scholar I read.
Jacobus
He didn't give
never
a cause
said
of
that.
death for
I'm gonna
all
show
of
you
them.
my
He
closing.
didn't
He
give
never
a-
said
he
that.
didn't-
Oh, okay. So your one scholar that you bring, he's a general consensus, is he? Yes or no?
No, I quoted
Yes or no,
other
rookie?
scholars. I
Is he the
quoted the
general
scholars that he
consensus? Yes.
quoted.
Okay. All right. That's enough.
You didn't even show a general
I won't
consensus,
use my
did you?
time. Be
You didn't show a
quiet.
general
Be
consensus.
quiet. So you ain't handling this right. Be quiet. Shut up. No, excuse me. I apologize. Be quiet. All right. Now, what scholars have debunked Gunther? Oh, first let me ask you, do you know who Gunther Dreyer is? Do you know who he is?
He was an
The guy I brought up.
He was a German
Yes or no?
archaeologist. A German archaeologist.
Okay. What do you know about him? Tell us what you know about him. And what did he
He was
do?
a German archaeologist. He did a
What did he
survey at
do?
Abydos.
What did he
did a
do?
survey at
There's
Abydos.
different fields of
He did a
archaeology. What
survey
did he
at
do?
Abydos.
Okay. And what was it? What was his conclusion? And why are they not talking about it?
Time. That
You're
is
This guy's
time.
a rookie. Chris Harris, I see why you ran. Because you don't want none of this news.
is time. That is time. Great chin check session by both participants. I'm now resetting the clock at 3 minutes for the closeout. Again, because JJ went first during the round section as the affirmative, he will go last on the closeout. That means, Jose, you got 3 minutes to close this thing out, break everything down that you want to break down to the people, but you got to do it in 3 minutes. Time starts when you start talking.
When we're looking at what this,
If you're sharing your screen for the closeout, let me know.
Okay.
No, I don't need to share my screen. When we look at what this man is presenting AI, screaming and yelling, never showing one primary text of anything to show that, because there are no primary texts. You're presenting conjecture by scholars who came thousands of years later and looked at this and said, since they didn't die of natural causes, somebody must have taken them out. But you show two little instances where you think it's something, while you claim it's 500 and something people. So you don't know the cause of death of everyone. And the article that I read even said, we don't think all of these are retainer sacrifice. We think this one these may be, these might be, but they never showed you any trauma to these particular bodies and broke down into forensics to tell you why. They just put it out there and said, we think so. That's it. They didn't break down the cause of death. I didn't see them talk about, well, in that particular paper, in the other paper, it talked about throats being cut and different things of that sort. But as I read, it said that you should be cautious when you're reading that, because that is what he thinks happened. But for most of those cases, I didn't see any poisoning. I didn't see massive throat slitting, none of that my opponent is talking about. All due respect to the gentleman's debate scholarship, I'm thankful for the opportunity, and I respect the gentleman as a debater. But you can't come on here with AI talking loud, with your chest all out, and accuse me of Googling when nothing that I showed you had nothing remotely resembling Google. These are articles, these are primary sources. Whether I can read it or not is not the point. It's there to be scrutinized. I can put them, people who can read it can say if it's right or wrong. I don't have to know Medu Neter. This is not a Medu Neter debate.
Okay.
This is retainer sacrifice debate. And if you can't prove beyond a shadow of a doubt, then you got to go lay down. I'm taking that belt off you today. Your brakes are officially beat off. I am not playing with you. I'm not going through all of that. I brought up primary sources and proper academic citation. I even showed you the quotes in the papers that he cited. So you can't tell me I'm making it up. Simple as that. I did my due diligence and I'm happy with what I have done. So whenever this results show come out, they will be hoisting me up and saying, long live the Eye Smiter. So enjoy your last 2 days of being champ, because it's going to be done. You have been officially sacrificed on the altar of Ptah Manchu Amun Ra. So all that's left is to share you amongst the community and show you this is what you don't do when you're in a debate with the Eye Smiter. Your eye is gone. You can't see later.
Time. That is time. He say, hey man, hold on. Stop. Did you just wait a minute? Did you just say he's been sacrificed? That boy pulled out that Kemetic name I gave him. Hey, just so y'all know, I bestowed Jose with a Kemetic name that he just pulled out. It just made my heart warm. That boy pulled out the Kemetic name and said he just sacrificed Mandinka Mali on the altar. Now I think the legendary Mandinka Mali got something to say about that. Time starts when you start talking, champ.
All right. Can you share my screen? Yes, share my screen. Can you share my screen? Please share my screen. Please share my screen. All right. Okay. This is a guy that he's leaning on, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Share my screen, DMG. This is a guy he's leaning on, the one guy that he brought to the debate, and this guy doesn't go against Gunter Dreyer. Look at this, y'all. Watch this. Let me get to it. Hold up. Here it is. Why he agrees with Dreyer. 3 theological moves. Van Dijk accepts Dreyer's archaeology because no other excavations has contradicted it. He didn't bring no sources. He brought a couple of little slides and you couldn't even see it. Your search engine is no better than mine. The 2 types of this is what your guy agrees with. The 2 types of human sacrifices. He distinguished a cultured human sacrifice, criminals or prisoners of war, sacrifice to gods to maintain cosmic order, and then B. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Retainer sacrifices the death of the king is followed by the killing of the people who are supposed to accompany him in the hereafter. This is what your guy is saying. Then your guy also said, look at it, from Van Dijk. Look at this, y'all. Look what you did, sir. Van Dijk, retainer bearers only makes sense if the king is Neterer. That means the god. Not merely a chief and the god king dies. His household must continue to function to maintain Ma'at. Killing is not cruel, but it's an ontological necessity. The palace does not cease, it moves to another realm. This is what your guy's saying. Then he also goes into Egypt and Nubia. So you bring one guy, I knew you was going to bring him. This is why I prepared for it. And I knew you only had one guy who they don't even speak this language no more because I told you in the beginning of the debate, y'all seen it. This is a dead argument. The chapter titled Promises of Nubia, and Van Dijk delivers after the Egyptian First Dynasty episode, Retainer Sacrifice appears 2,500 years later, and by Emery and Cohen. Look. Van Dijk notes that the parallel king servants, noble retainers, the parallel king service noble retainer. You just brought some Google stuff that you just Googled real quick. You didn't bring no primaries. You didn't even debunk anything that I said. You didn't debunk the consensus. You didn't debunk the college books. You just ran your lip. You ran up here with some goddamn metadata. You was talking about Cheops who don't have nothing to do with the first dynasty. Look at it. This still stands. Data age. Dreyer's Al-Quad, 1980, and subsequent DAA reports that are 28 years old, but replaced American mission work and eyes and closure. You're done. Anybody that goes to this guy wasn't paying attention to the debate.
That is time.
This destroyed your source.
Hell of a debate, gentlemen. Hell of a debate.
Bottom, y'all. Let me show you this.
Hell of a debate.
Hold up. Look at this.
Hell of a debate.
Hey, DMG. Let him see it at the bottom right there. The source.
We got our brother Gideon in the building. Gideon, you got a question or comment for either Mandinka Mali or Brother Jose? I gotta go pay a water bill. Brothers, please keep it cordial. No profanity. I'll be right back.
Yeah, shalom. All praises to the Most High, man. Hey, great debate, fellas. You know, good presentation on both y'all parts. A lot of it was missed on Jose part, though. But Jose, this is what I want to ask you, bro. If they didn't die of natural causes, how did? Well, first I want to say good debate, bro. You know what I'm saying? You put your best foot forward. You know what I'm saying? If I was to give you a little critiques, I would say, the pictures that you was putting up in the beginning, that really didn't have no power behind them because it could have been just stock internet pictures. You know what I'm saying? But the question I have for you, bro, is if a person doesn't die from natural causes, how do they die?
Well, in this particular instance, the individual didn't address the cause of death of everyone in these subsidiary graves.
Right. So no, I'm asking you from what you know, like your experience on life on Earth. If a person doesn't die from natural causes, how could
hold on, I'm gonna say it again. According to what we read there, sticking to the sources, we don't know how those people die.
But no, okay. See, this is what I'm saying. This is the problem. If you keep, because when I seen when JJ was at, if you keep referring back to the scholars, then you got to go with consensus. But since you're not going with consensus, you must have evidence to back up the reason why you're going against it. So I'm asking you because with this question in particular, you can't lean on consensus because the consensus is saying they didn't naturally die, so they were sacrificed. So I'm asking you. So I'm asking you from what you know. If a person doesn't die from natural causes, it doesn't even much have to be in pertaining to this to the retainer sacrifices. I'm just asking you a simple question. If a person doesn't die from natural causes, how can they die?
Well, if people don't die of natural causes, then clearly there's an unnatural cause. Generally speaking.
Right, which could be what? So that's how they do anthropology.
It could be accidental killing. It could be intentional killing. Several.
Okay, that's the good. So that's good. So you got accidental and you got intentional. Those are your two reasons. So give me a scenario where 300 people were accidental.
I can't hear you, Gideon. You went out there for a second. You went out.
Court of the
I'm
king.
Not hearing you.
Can I be heard?
Yeah, repeat what you just said because I didn't hear you just now. So repeat.
So you said it's either accidental or intentional. So you're saying that it's a possibility that the whole court of the king and his servants accidentally died with the pharaoh, or they were intentionally killed with the pharaoh. Those are the two options you laid out. So out of those two, which one do you think happened?
I'm saying, according to the text and the evidence, we don't know which one happened.
Again, so you keep so you're going back to the text and you're so that's what BK apologist was telling you earlier. If you're saying you don't know, listen, bro, listen, Jose, listen, no. If you keep saying you don't know and you're not presenting an alternative case, then you're losing the debate, bro.
Hold up, brother.
The debate is done.
Right.
Jose.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen. Gideon came up from the audience. He not debating you. He's simply asking you a question. All you gotta do is answer it. It's not a debate. He just pushing you to make it make sense. Listen, Jose, it could have been a natural disaster. It could have been a plague. It's a lot of different reasons why multiple people that amount of people could have died. You ain't got to get in your body about it, is what I'm saying. So let him ask you. Just listen to me. Let him finish asking you and then answer. Go ahead, Gideon.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, that's what I'm saying. So how could they have died? So basically, DMG walked it down like you should have, but by you because I was actually looking for an answer to that. But that's a good answer. No, not now. You can't, bro. So that's a good answer. It could have been a plague. So then I'm saying, okay, so just those people died in the plague. So you see what I'm saying, DM? So, but that's all I want to do. I'll fall back and just listen to the rest of the questions and answers until they come back around, or if they come back around. Good job, both of y'all. Good win, JJ. JJ definitely won
Ask me a
that.
question.
Okay, yeah. So
Real quick,
Say it again. Hold up.
If
Say it
Gideon
again.
if Gideon don't have nothing for JJ, we got the most
Hold up,
the
Gideon.
most
Say it again,
offensive.
Gideon. Say it again.
Oh, my bad. Go
The
ahead.
last part.
Well, no, I mean, I don't want to
Who
wait.
won?
You know, you won definitely, man. But yeah, that's why I don't have no questions for you because you like covered all bases, bro. Good job, man.
All right, man. We got the most offensive debater, the undeniable superstar, Silky D in the building. Silky, you got a question or comment for either Jose Francis or Mandinka Molly?
Yeah, I do got a question. You know, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Yeah, Jose, I wanted to ask you. So, was they buried at the same time as the king?
According to the scholar, everyone was buried at the same time because there was no evidence of them being exhumed. So, according to the scholar, that is what he said.
So they all was buried. Okay, well then, yeah, that's all I had. Yeah, nice debate, fellas. You know what I'm saying? Way to get it in. You know what I'm saying? We strive for greatness. So, you know, keep up the good work, fellas.
Okay.
No doubt,
Thank
no
you.
doubt,
Thanks,
no
Silky.
doubt. We got the man who I definitely didn't underestimate, but I can't wait to have him in my debate league. King J in the building. What's up, King J? You got a question or comment for Mandinka or Brother Jose?
What's up, King J?
What's going on, Jose? Good debate. What's going on, JJ? Good debate. I have a question for both of you, just because if I was a judge, I want to be unbiased, right? So that's how I looked at the debate in an unbiased manner when I was listening to both arguments. So and the question first to Jose would be this:
Yes.
the brother just asked you, were they buried all at the same time? You said yes, right? So
Yeah, the scholar said so. Yes.
well, so the scholars that I'm going to use that support your viewpoint, they don't say that, right? They suggest a deferred burial, right? Deferred burial, right? Not all were buried at one time, because if they're all buried at one time, that suggests of a subsidiary grave where they would be the retainer sacrifice. That kind of supports JJ's argument. They suggest a deferred burial. Winlock and Professor Barry Kemp. You might want to check out The Anatomy of Civilization. That's the book by Barry Kemp. He supports your argument. But they suggest that they were placed in ground over a period of time. Are you familiar with that argument? And are you familiar with Dr. Nancy Lovell? She actually analyzed the actual skulls, and she found pink stains on the teeth, right? The pink stains would suggest they were strangled or inflicted with some type of poison, all at the same time. Are you familiar with these?
Well, I did. In that paper that I read, I believe they did talk about the teeth and saying that they think that they may have been strangled based on something with the teeth specifically. Yes, I think this paper mentioned that as well.
Okay, so
It was
Nancy
probably quoted in that same paper. It was probably quoted in that same paper, but I can't remember exactly.
Yeah. So all those things support JJ's argument in regards to retainer sacrifice and the strangulation and the poison, because it suggests that all of this happened at one time, opposed to being killed over a period of time. The reason why the scholarly consensus suggests that the retainer sacrifice actually did exist and debunk Winlock and people like Barry Kemp, who did suggest otherwise, was because basically their thesis didn't make sense. If they were added gradually, so the roof of the pyramids was built at one time, right? They weren't buried, one person buried, and then they broke a hole in there and then buried another one. Like, so
Yeah, the Mustaphas, the Mustaphas.
yeah, right. So it suggests that this all happened at one period of time.
Yes, that's what it says. Yes.
Okay.
That's what the scholar.
Okay. Now to the brother JJ, the question for you would be, what would the shot piece represent?
Okay. So the Shatis came after the God King Dogma faded out because it was a detriment to the economy, getting rid of all your top people.
Right.
Right. So now the Shatis is a replacement for those retainers, these human retainers that they were once taken out of the community.
Mhm.
They had to come up with a more economical way to preserve the kingdom. So now the dogma changed. Now even the king gets judged. In the beginning, the first dynasty, ladies and gentlemen, it was get out and lay down. This is the king. He's everything to us. He is the Neter Nefer, the Neter AA. As my opponent didn't go in the text, but he can tell he don't understand it. And yes, they wasn't buried in the pyramid. They wasn't buried in the pyramid. But what I'm saying is, my opponent didn't bring anything to the debate to debunk this affirmative resolution. No, he did not. And then I just debunked his guy Djokovic, Dijic, or whatever his name is, Jakos Dijic. There is nowhere that you can find that Dijic disagrees with the consensus. I just showed y'all that. You can show him from here to the moon, he still is stuck with cognitive dissonance. He won't, because he just want to hold firm to his point. I'm here to edify the body. If I'm wrong, I'll say, okay, you know what? At further research or at this debate, you know what? I learned something. Not this guy.
But you're saying that the stoppies were used to replace the cabinets because they didn't want to, kill all of the important people, the smart people, you're killing the whole cabinets at a time, so it doesn't make too much sense. So the stoppies were used to replace them in the. Okay.
Hey, real quick, y'all. We got other people that just joined the panel. I'm gonna come back around if y'all want to stick around.
Can I do a quick response to what he just said, DMG? 1 minute.
Yeah. Go ahead. Be as quick as you can.
Now, number one, there's no such thing as a Necher AA. It's Necher Aha, which means a great Necher. That's what we're talking about. All this God King, whatever you're talking about, has no bearing on the debate. Learn to pronounce your words before you come on here saying things with your whole chest, bro.
Oh, okay.
You would sound better.
Okay, now let me respond to him. Okay.
No.
You the one that's coming over here with broken English from goddamn Trinidad. No, DMG, don't do that.
Let's not talk about where the brother from, JJ. Just respond so we can get to the other people.
Give me 3 seconds to respond to that. He's throwing ad hocs. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna respond. Look at him. You're over there in some island somewhere where you got cheap internet. We can barely see, and you want to talk about my sources. You brought one guy and I just beat him up. You are not on my level, sir. Work your way at base, and I might see you again. I promise you. Go ahead.
All right, let's go to Harlan. What's up, bro? You got a question or comment for Mandinka Kamali or Jose Francis? Unmute your mic. All right, we lost the brother Harlan. Let's go to Jay Snake.
What's good? I'm just here checking out the debate. I just got off the gig, man, so I actually didn't get to see it, so I can't comment on it. I'll watch it later. Just showing some support and saying what's up to everybody.
Appreciate it. I hope you subscribe, brother. I hope you subscribe.
I think Horwin Randy,
that's Lions Insecurity. That's Jay Snake.
I think Horwin Randy.
Yeah. Jay the Snake. I hope you subscribed, and I hope you come back again. What you say about Hartman, Jose?
He ran. I think he ran from me.
Oh wow!
And he had a beef with me because he was trying to bring up some stuff. He was trying to bring up
nobody's running.
And I told him, no, you can't do that.
And Jose, listen. If I'm telling JJ, don't bring up where you live and all of that kind of stuff, you can't be doing the ad homs either. So
I didn't
respond. You tell. Listen, I ain't gonna even call it an ad hom. when you throw your jab though, and you say you can't be coming up here saying stuff with your chest, you know you're gonna elicit a response, right?
But that's not an ad-hom.
I got you, and you're right. But you still know you're gonna elicit a response, right?
That's not my fault. The man can't control himself. If I tell him,
oh man, come on, Jose. Come on, Jose.
That is not a personal shot. You cannot be up there saying
Yeah, 7,000. Don't let him bait you, man.
Come on,
people
Jose.
told me that. Listen, people, listen. Bro, you can't come up here saying things with your chest and say it wrong. Say it right if you're gonna say it with your chest.
Wow.
And that's not.
All right, I'm gonna go back to Gideon. I'm gonna go to Gideon, and then I'm gonna go to King J. Then I'm gonna go back to the brother Jay Snake if they have other questions. But I got a question for both of y'all. All right, JJ, I got a couple of texts, and then I seen reactions in the chat. So I want to ask you about this. Some people seem to feel like the debate was a landslide until Jose shared your slide indicating that it was AI. What's your response to that? Do you think it should matter? What else?
Okay. So Jose presented a piece of work that didn't have nothing to do with the debate, whether you got it from Google, Chrome, PubMed. The AI will give you the sources. Let me tell this person who said that. The reference is still a landslide. If he already got beat up 2 rounds and he didn't answer questions in the question, it's still a landslide. We got to quit this narrative that people so you want to stay behind? Google will give you the same type of sources that I pulled up on an AI search. Now Google AI will take you deeper because it will give you peer-reviewed articles. It will give you Chicago's manual style citations. It will give you the colleges it teaches. So y'all got to stop this narrative. Oh, well, he was doing good till he pulled up something about AI. Well, where did he get his source? Did you question that? And then when we brought up Denzik, the guy never said anything against retainer sacrifices. Mr. Whoever sent the anonymous text. Do you know how to watch or judge a debate? We would never make you
It wasn't a judge. It wasn't a judge.
You just do the whole. No, I said we would never make you one because you're looking at this from the wrong scope. You're not looking at all my whole argumentation. You're not looking at what the colleges say. You're not looking at what Gunter Dreyer say. So because I looked at AI, that is a downfall. Y'all gotta stop there. So what y'all want me to do? So Google don't say the same thing. So Chrome don't say the same thing. He didn't put up no peer review goddamn on articles. What are you talking about, sir? So that's my answer to your question. It's still a landslide. And you're not going to try to take this away or try to get any points to this guy who didn't even debunk the premise.
It wasn't me. I wanted it to be addressed. It ain't me.
I know. I'm talking to that person.
He's not talking to you, DMG.
Yeah. Jose, I'm gonna come to you, but we got 2 more people that just hit the panel. Let me go to the brother Harwin. You got a question or comment for Mandinka Molly or Jose Francis, bro?
Yeah, either one of them can answer this question. Why even mention it not being text if there was no text at the time period that these alleged sacrifices were occurring?
Now, I mentioned it not being text.
Yeah, he mentions a text.
Simply, hold on. I
want y'all to talk at the same time. Let's let Mandinka go and then you go, Jose.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So,
what it do,
archaeological evidence is way more powerful than something written in the text. How can they write it in a when they didn't have the Book of the Dead. They didn't have the Book of the Heavenly Cow. They didn't have the pyramid text.
That's my point.
But later on, and as time went on, they replicated what was actually happening in reality with the Shabbatis. They knew about this system. They knew about the God King system. It was you get down, you lay down, and if you're lucky enough, according to these ancient people, you get to go with them into the afterlife. Everybody didn't get to go. So I don't see what the problem is. I don't see what the confusion is. What happened when they're doing the re-excavations, when they go into Petrie, when they go Petrie's archaeology. Now it didn't explain everything. So now we go to 1990. Now it's been re-excavated. Now we have a cause. Now we doing where we looking at the age bracket of some of these people. Now we're looking at how healthy they was. They wasn't slaves. They didn't get their head cut off. They all died at once. What is it? He didn't prove why they died, did he? Why? Your scholarship is not up there, bro. You just a loudmouth in my eyes. You told me you don't respect me. I don't want you to respect me. I want you to respect the scholarship. I want you to respect the articles. You didn't bring anything that what you brought was an article that I didn't even bring up. And then the article that you brought up didn't debunk the topic at hand. So what are we doing here? Then he showed some goddamn old picture of some cave-looking people that had to do with it. Some heads cut off. So, like I said, bro, you did a poor job of proving your point.
You need me to repeat the question for Jose?
No.
Yeah,
Go ahead
for me, Jose. Go ahead and repeat the question, Harvey.
So the question
let him repeat it for the audience. Yeah.
The question is, why even mention that no text talks about retainer sacrifice if there was no text at that time in the first place?
I brought it up simply because when you read the article, that same label that I showed you from AHA is actually referenced and cited in the paper, which JJ clearly didn't read. That's why I brought it up. It's cited in the paper. So I brought that up to show you that they're trying to prove something from a little piece of label that they don't know what it is. It doesn't say that. So the point of you bringing up the text was that there is no text. And if there are no texts, then you can't prove what is happening. It is bare conjecture. The archaeology is not a primary source for people's culture. That's why I brought up that there are no texts. Because the fact that there are no texts is important.
You said archaeology is not a source for people's culture?
I said archaeology is not a primary source for people's culture. I don't see archaeology as a primary source.
Oh wow.
So when archaeologists excavate pottery, when they excavate weapons.
Hold on, Harvey. I'm gonna come back to you. I promise.
No. Let him get him. We got other people. We got other people on the panel.
We got the president of Worldview Wars Debate League in the building, MVP Chris Harris. You got a question or comment for Mandinka Mali or Jose Francis?
Yeah, I would just like to ask, can you hear me, bro? Can you hear me? Because I'm on my phone right now.
You loud and clear.
Okay, yeah. So Jose Francis, I want to ask Jose Francis, how come you didn't ask this gentleman about his methodology and the temple in which these so-called human retainer sacrifices participated in these things? I would have probably asked him for some more hardcore evidence in this debate, and I was wondering, how come you didn't hold him to a specific historical methodology in this debate? I'm not saying you did anything wrong, but I was wondering why, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you ask him about the priesthood or the temple that participated in? Where was the emphatic evidence that retainer sacrifice occurred in Egypt at?
You want the honest answer, Chris?
Yeah.
I really didn't think I needed to go that deep to win the debate. I didn't think I needed to go that far to win the debate, to be honest.
Okay, yeah. Whenever you have a discussion about those things, you wanna stress dates and things like that, and that'll just help you out in the long run. So maybe when you go into a debate next time, make the gentleman prove what temple that these things occurred in, what priesthood established the human sacrifice, where were the authors getting their information from? Because when I was listening, I didn't really hear anything established in the presentation. So I heard a lot of unverified content. I heard some authors, but he didn't necessarily get into a lot of the authors and what they were teaching. So that's just what I heard.
All right. Thank you very much.
Family.
Thank you very much for the advice, Chris.
Can I respond to that, DMG?
Yeah, this was actually hold up, man, Dinka. This was actually Jose's first debate, so we got to give him a little bit of grace because he got a lot of developing to do. So this was his first debate. Hey, family, and I hope you ain't forget, Mandinka, or you, King J. We got to go support my brother, Elder Yara, here about the debate. Chuck Morgan, they might have already started. So Mandinka, hold your response because you and Jose going to get the last word. I'm going to go around. Anything anybody got going on, we still got like 25 people in the building. Let the people know. We're going to make sure we try to get some support for it. I'm going to start with Harwin. I'm going to make my way back around to Gideon, King J, MVP, etc. Go ahead, Harwin.
So when archaeologists excavated the Narmer palette wasn't evidence of a people's culture, Jose? That wasn't primary?
The pilot is primary. Yes, the pilot was primary.
So isn't that archaeology?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead, Gideon.
Yeah, man. Again, Jose, right? It takes some gumption to come out here and even do a debate. So, big up on that, bro. But yeah, man, your methodology was just exposed. The guy Be Careful how to just say earlier, like you just can't refute an argument with you just don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? You got to do better. And one example is, so we have the first dynasty king with the retainer sacrifices. You say they were not sacrificing, they were not servants in the Duat. But then when we later on have the Shaktis and the kings, you say the Shaktis are servants in the afterlife. So that right there is a glaring, error in your methodology, because that that just doesn't that doesn't make sense to me. But again, man, good showing up, bro. I've lost debates, bro, so don't feel bad, man. But yeah, just tighten it up a little, man. Shalom, all praises.
All right, King J.
Yo, man, I just want to say, man, it's been an eventful day. You know what I'm saying? This might be like I like how we started off with Artivate at 12, shot straight into this one. We finna shoot over to Yara, you know what I'm saying? Back to back debates. You know what I'm saying? It was a powerhouse event, you know what I'm saying? Of debates today. I hope that people got entertained and got, learned something. In regards to the actual debate, the brother, I want to still say I'm biased. The brother Jose mentioned murder, return of sacrifice as murder. I probably would phrase it a little bit differently, because I think that it may have been something that the subsidiaries would have looked at as a passport to the afterlife, a guaranteed passport. To say that, you know what I'm saying? It may have been a privilege to have been able to die with that necessity, so to speak. In regards to the words and the writing and why there wasn't writing during that time, and Harwin can speak to this, and we talked about the tomb you, right? And when we talk about the labels and the tags, right?
Tomb UJ.
Tomb UJ, yeah. We don't have writing at this time. You know what I'm saying? We have tags, administrative tags, and that identify. So
no, that is writing though. That is writing. We don't have text, but that is writing.
We don't. Well, I would say we don't have sentences, so to speak. So therefore we wouldn't see it at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have the tags, but we don't see them put together in sequences, so to speak, to explain it. So that's why I would say we don't see it in text, so to speak. That would be my reasoning why. But I do think it was a good debate. I do wish the brother Jose would have gave a little bit more primaries, sources. outside of Egyptian texts. We don't see it in the Egyptian text, of course, but I think he had a couple bit better arguments he could have probably argued. But great debate.
All right, and listen, before I go to MVP Chris Harris, listen, y'all, check out me and King J debate. Go to Paradigm Shift TV 314. Obviously, it's over there. The brother had a terrific showing. The poll said I took it, but I'm saying the poll came up short on the brother. I think the brother had a excellent showing. He hit me. I think I left with 2 black eyes, a busted lip, and a bloody nose, cauliflower ear, and all of that good stuff. The brother was excellent. I can't wait to get him in World Few Wars Debate League. I suggested him and Big Hemi automatically for the social media title, but I'm gonna tell you something, King J. Before we went live, Jose Francis said he want first dibs. I'm gonna leave it at that, but I gotta go to MVP Chris Harris. MVP, what's good, bro?
Go ahead.
All right, yeah, let me just go ahead and close this thing out so I get back doing what I was doing here. Good debate, interesting to say the least, but there has been no conclusive evidence that any human sacrifice, human retainers, has been found in Egypt. This was all based on some funerary, a couple of bodies within King Aerys' royal tomb, that a couple of them were younger, and these people were believed to have been there to protect him in the afterlife. It's only been a lot of speculation. This is why the word pedagogy is used, because this group of people are coming together and studying, and they are determining, okay, this was a human retainer sacrifice. It's not a consensus to the argument, and that's what I was looking forward to Jose to bring forth here. Hey, good debate on both participants here. There's a lot more to be examined in a discussion like this because it's so nuanced, but it's important to study the funerary rite and understand that within this argument, there was just no proof. There has been no proof archaeologically that human retainer sacrifice happened. It's all been speculation. With that being said, guys, I'm out. This congratulations on both debaters. Jose, do your thing, man. Keep it up. Keep practicing at it, man, and always attack the source. Peace.
All right. We're gonna start.
Who won, Chris?
Who
won?
We're gonna start.
Who won, Chris?
Hold up. We're going to Jose Francis. We got to get out of here, man. We're gonna let Jose go, and then we're gonna let you go. Jose, close this thing out. Try to keep it under a minute, bro. Let the people know about you and Ramo. We will have the results show either Tuesday or I think one of my judges got something going on Tuesday, so it might be Wednesday unless I have them send in a recording. But the results show will be Tuesday or Wednesday. Y'all make sure y'all here for it. I'm going to put it up on the channel so y'all will know when it's coming. Jose, close it out.
Me and Ramo Esoteric will be having a debate on August 1st, correct? And the debate will be, is the Gnostic a continuation of the Kemetic spiritual system or a novelty? I know I butchered that title, DMG, but something like that, right? So that'll be my second debate.
I'll say it for you. I'll say it for you.
I butchered the hell out of that.
I'll say it for you, Jose. Is Gnosticism a continuation of the Kemetic cosmology or a novel concept? That's August 1st. Jose Francis versus Ramo Bantu Esoteric, aka the notorious RBE. Go ahead, Jose.
Right. So I am happy with my performance. I showed primary text, and everything that I said comes from the original text by Jacobus van Dijk. If my opponent was paying attention, he would know that. He would understand why I said what I said. But when you're seemingly not paying attention, this is what happens. I didn't go outside of anything within that text. I cited what he said, and then I went and found the actual quote and showed you where the quote was. So you can't say that I made something up. So I am confident in my performance. Win, lose, or draw, I did face the multiple champion And I think he will end up sacrificed on the altar of Ptah, Manchu, Amun, Ra. That's all I have to say.
Man Dinka Mali. Man Dinka Mali, the mighty JJ7K.
The champ is here! The champ is here!
Shut it down.
Oh, dang. You always stop the music. You always stop the music. And ladies and gentlemen, like I said, it was a fun-filled debate. You know, I didn't sweat a lick. It destroyed my premise. His main argument was, oh, he got that from such and such. Where did you get yours? I'm not arguing where you got yours. You know why? Because you didn't bring anything. I don't care if you got it from AI, CI, BI, wherever you got it from, Google, Chrome, Peter. I don't care, sir. Wherever you got it from, you better go try again, because what you brought to this debate was nothing. You better put up you better get you like 20 more debates up under your belt before you get in the ring with me. And the nerve of Chris Harris to come up here after him and I did the promotion for debate 6 weeks ago, and now all of a sudden he jumped off the bushes. I brought Gunter Dreyer, somebody you know nothing about. Chris, I hate my hairline Harris. You are known as a runner. You slammed your computer down and you ran off. I quit. You had never seen JJ7000 come up here. And he can't even be honest, because when you debated him, I was honest about it. You won that debate, but you hate me so much. You're a hater so much. You jealous because you're not me. You're not that debater guy. I brought you to HOK, me and Black Jesus. Remember that, sir. So you're not the excellence of debates and critique and none of that. And Jose Vega Francis, I commend you for getting the ring, but I got to tell you, you're going to have to do better than that, because one guy, Steve Calabrero, is not the consistent. Steve in the audience talking about, oh, he brought Djokovic. I just debunked Djokovic. I don't care where he got it from. Google, Chrome, PDF. I don't care where he got it from. The information that he brought didn't build a case. So like I say, Chris Harris, since you want to get the audacity to jump up here after you ran, hey, the DMG, show the promotion. Never mind, don't even forget about it. You know, Chris never shared it one time. Chris, you are full of hot smoke, but I can give you the real smoke. I still want that. As a matter of fact, you and I can be next for this belt, because any judge that vote for this guy, they don't know scholarship. And I'm not knocking the judges, but man, hey, bro, this guy didn't bring anything. He didn't overturn anything. And I just showed you Djokovic agrees with Gunter Dreyer. I brung that up. You can only get so much out in 10 minutes. Chris, I seen your debates. You copy and paste stuff, and you don't have, and you just put stuff up. So don't try to act like you just got the best PowerPoints. You can only get so much out in 10 minutes. Like I said, this guy wasn't, I mean, you seen the difference of scholarship. You seen it. And he was nowhere near on the topic. He talking about Cheops. What else he said? He talking about animals in the afterlife. He said this guy said that animal sacrifice showed the graves of these considerations. Where? You made that up. Jose Francis, this is a lifelong lesson for you. Don't you ever cross the goddamn on People's Champ, Lions Den, creator, CEO, 314 champ, FOPE champ, 2-time HOK champ, and the HOK GOAT. This is supposed to be me and Jabari debate. He ran from this. Somebody out said, oh, you should be ready for Jabari. I've been ready for him. Jabari not ready for me. That's why he chose Reggie. I ain't got to talk about Jose Francis, because what did he bring?
All right, JJ,
everybody
you got to
is
get out of here,
evaluating
bro.
this debate, whether you like me or not, to the information. Like I said, the goddamn champ is here, and I'm planning on staying for a long time, because guess what? You guys are pseudos. A lot of you guys are pseudos. You want to cry about AI and Google and everywhere somebody get there, a search engine? That ain't going to win you no debate. I don't care where you got it from, but you better be able to debunk what I say. Champ is here.
The champ is here!
We out of here, family. Paradigm Shift TV 314, Worldview Wars Debate League. We headed over to the HOK to support our brother Elder Yara and our brother Chuck Morgan. Y'all be over there too. I'm trying to get an interview with this young blood Harwin. I heard he thorough. Gave the brother my number. Hopefully y'all see him over there soon. Maybe he'll participate in Worldview Wars Debate League. We're going to talk about it. Hit me up, bro. Hey, family, that's peace for now. Results show will be Tuesday or Wednesday. We out of here. That's peace.
I told you I wasn't stepping to. I ain't disrespecting you, son. You wanted to be one way. What? You wanted to be one way. What is the other way?
Remix. Yeah. Funny how everybody loved the debate till the judges say they lost. Funny how everybody claim they want smoke till the scorecards come across.
My name is my name.
Everybody gangster when the verdict go their way. Taking victory laps, posting on social media all day. But let them catch an L, now the judges all corrupt. Now the rules wasn't fair, now the platform messed up. When you won, it was justice. When you lost, it was rigged. When the spotlight was on you, man, you danced a little jig.
Funny how the narrative changes overnight. You a scholar on Monday, by Tuesday ready to fight.
Y'all don't want accountability, you want applause. Want championship treatment without championship flaws. See, debate ain't about feelings, it's about evidence, argument, and skill. Sometimes you climb the mountain,
sometimes you fall down the hill. You want it to be one way,
but it's the other way.
but it's the other way.
When you win, it's all love.
When you lose, it's another day. You want it to be one way,
but it's the other way.
the same judges you praised last month ain't fair today. You want it to be one way,
but it's the other way.
the facts don't bend for feelings, no matter what you say. My name,
Yeah,
my name.
the hate got me laughing. It really tell the story. If the platform wasn't working, why they obsessed with my glory? Every week somebody got an opinion to proclaim, but they still tune in faithfully. That's free promotion of the name. Paradigm shift, TV 314 still standing, while critics in the comments keep demanding and demanding. See the infamous perspective, giving viewpoints room to breathe. The black church files digging deeper than was seen. The Kim take over, bringing culture to the floor. The GT perspective, asking questions they ignore. Here you get many choices. Ladies' night, giving divas voices. Different minds, different paths, different truth. Reaching the elders and the youth. But it's the other way.
You said the platform needed you, but somehow you still stayed.
Yeah,
You wanted to be one way,
but it's the other way.
the show keeps moving forward even after people stray. You wanted to be one way,
But it's the other way.
the audience decides, not the stories that you made. My name is my
I've seen debaters come and go. Some legends, some pretenders. Some became champions, some became contenders. Some accepted losses and came back even stronger. Others spent 6 months complaining and being bitter even longer. Everybody wanna run a platform. Everybody got advice, but very few know the sacrifice. Are willing to pay the price. Fight facts, challenge views, give the people real discussion. Not excuses when you lose, or whether they applaud or whether they complain. One thing remains forever.
My name is my name.
But it's the other way.